my name is Damian Leverett. I'm the theater teacher. I have the privilege of teaching and directing here, and I'm very grateful for it. We're glad to have you here for our third ever hand-in-hand school play. When I came 5 years ago, we didn't have school plays, and I was like, we gotta fix that. So here we go. A brief commercial for you for theater at Hand in Hand. There's a lot of summer theater opportunities this year. There's a couple camps, one for 1st to 6th, one for Creo, and then a musical for Creo, all in the summer. There's information out there, and we'd love to have some summer fun with you guys. Commercial over. Tonight, you're going to see Sense and Sensibility. The show is about just over 2 hours, and we're going to have a 15-minute intermission in the middle. To give you guys a little bit of a break, we are selling concessions out there, so, have fun with that. And just a chance to stretch your legs, use the restroom, and come on back. We'll blink the lights out there to help signal to you that the play is going to begin again, but just be mindful of that. And then this is just a good old reminder to silence anything that goes beep, buzz, or has an embarrassing ringtone, anything that you want silenced. Now is a good time. If it wasn't around in 1790, you should turn it off. Unless it keeps you alive or something. That's okay. I think that's all I have for you. I hope you really enjoy this. I'm super proud of them. Enjoy Sense and Sensibility.
Nothing like that. It was a question of the law.
Did somebody break the law?
No. Mr. Dashwood could not legally bequeath it to the ladies. It all went to his son from a previous marriage, Mr. John Dashwood.
I think that I will give them £1,000 apiece to start their new lives.
But wasn't he a rich man already?
Oh yes, he married into money. But his rich wife, not a sympathetic creature, moved into Nolan Park the day after the funeral, after word of notice from the new widow.
John! My dear John, how can you think of taking £4,000 for the fortune of our dear little boy? What possible claim can the Miss Dashwoods, who are only married to you by half-blood, have for so large an amount?
My father's last request was that I provide for them, Fanny.
He didn't know what he was talking of, I dare say. 10 to 1, he was like that at the time. £4,000!
He did not specify any particular amount. Perhaps if the sum were diminished by one half, £500 apiece would be a great increase to their fortunes.
£2,000, a brother and earth would do so much for Ifru's real sisters.
Who knows what they may expect? Do you think that they may expect more?
Who knows what they may expect?
£2,000 all at once might overwhelm them and be spent unwisely. Perhaps a yearly sum instead.
People always live forever in this community. To be very honest, my love, I'm convinced your father had no idea of you giving them any money. I wager when he told you to provide for them, he meant to help them move the things to send them occasional presents of which he gave. My darling, Mary seems like a friend.
Always, my angel.
Painfully since death, even on his deathbed, your father wasn't thinking of us, he was only thinking of them. So you owed no particular attention to his wishes, took it his way.
The China is a mere material consideration. It is absolutely unnecessary to do more, I think, than to help them move their things and send them occasional presents of fish and game. How liberal and handsome you are, my lamb.
And so, the young ladies and the mothers are left in such gratuitous circumstances. How should the girls ever catch a man?
As to that, I understand Miss John Dashwood's brother, Mr. Edward Ferris, is to stay at Norman for a time. He is a bachelor.
And sent to her a large fortune of money.
If one of the Dashwoods could make a catch of him.
Oh, please do excuse me.
Mr. Ferris,
Miss Dashwood, please pardon me. I do not intend to intrude.
oh, no, you weren't intruding. Are you,
Yes, I am. Writing. A letter, yes. Oh, I see, you as well.
I am. Writing, yes. Mr. Ferris, pray do not leave. On my account, that is, the light is very good here.
Miss Dashwood, I fear I have not yet had a proper occasion to express to you, personally, my very sincere condolences on the loss of your father.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Miss Dashwood, I hope that my presence here has not caused you any additional distress in this sad time. My sister, I confess, I was not entirely informed of all the particulars before my visit.
Oh, no, you needn't apologize, Mr. Ferris. In fact, I must thank you. My mother said only yesterday that your presence at Norwood is a compliment, and I am very grateful for anything that raises her spirits.
I am pleased that your mother is pleased. That is, might I inquire after Mrs. Dashwood?
It's rather too early to give any more information. My father's death is very sad.
I'm sure that you must be a great comfort to her.
I attempt to be. I'm writing to our cousin Sir John Littleton. He may have a cottage available for us in Devonshire. The rent is uncommonly moderate.
I imagine it must be very difficult to leave your home.
Yes. So, has been very happy here. How's not so much this?
Miss Dashwood, please forgive me. I did not mean to upset you.
Mr. Ferris, I cannot use this.
I beg your
Oh,
pardon.
no, please.
No, this is
Stop. I beg your
inexcusable.
pardon.
I'm
Please stop.
very
Sorry.
Fanny, Miss Dashwood was just, she was kind enough to.
Edward, there was ink on your face.
Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought.
With spirits, Edward.
And enterprises of great pith and moment,
Edward, please. Hamlet is not making polite conversation in this speech. He is all of mankind, all of humankind. Really, there is forces that will keep us tame, that prevent us from acting upon our soul's truest impulses. It is a desperate cry against the fertility of the
turn away.
Shakespeare writes in a rhythm which matches precisely the beats of the human heart. If your heart also beats, which I presume it does, then you cannot help but feel the impulsive depths of all of Hamlet's sex. And thus the native hue of Relics illusion is sickly all with the pale cast of thought.
With this regard the currents turn away and lose the name of action.
Soft you now, the fair Ophelia. Marian.
Soft you now, the fair Ophelia.
Nymph in thy orisons.
Nymph in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
A noble effort.
Okay.
How you could have Hamlet to begin, Marian?
Nay, Mamma, if one is more to be animated by Hamlet, but I suppose we must allow for differences of taste.
In truth, you have done me a service. I may now tell my mother in all seriousness that I have no talent for public speaking.
Will your mother take such defeat so willingly, Edward? Your sister is always telling us you are destined to be an amazing orator.
My life's work seems to be to convince both Fanny and my mother that I am unsuited for public scrutiny.
Then how is your fame to be established? For surely famous you must be to satisfy them.
I cannot be forced into greatness, thank heaven.
And have you no ambition?
My ambition is to be happy, but I fear it must be in my own way. Wealth and fame would not make me so.
Strange that it would. What has wealth or fame to do with being happy?
Wealth has much to do with it.
Eleanor, for shame.
Money determines more than you might wish, Marianne.
Edward, you promised you'd show me Fancy's new puppy before dinner.
I did. Shall we make a party of it?
I have seen them already.
It must be a quick visit, dear. And please do wear your boots. It's raining.
I don't know where they are. It's scarcely raining, Mamma.
Let us go ask Betsy if she has laid them aside.
What a pity it is, Eleanor, that Edward reads so spiritlessly.
Marianne, you have been hectoring him all afternoon, and you have only made him more self-conscious. If you would leave him alone for a moment, and I'm sure that he would read very well indeed.
I was only trying to help.
Hmm.
Eleanor, are you truly offended?
Do you really think him spiritless?
I have the highest opinion of Edward possible, I assure you. I think of everything in the world that is worthy and amiable.
Must you always speak so warmly?
Don't you agree?
I think that Edward is very sensible.
His mind is excellent, and if he is not always a brilliant orator, it is only his shyness that will please him. Indeed, grant you, perhaps he is not fashionable, no. Perhaps he is not even widely considered handsome. But once you notice his eyes, which are commonly good, and consider the general sweetness of his expression, well, I find him very handsome indeed. But what say you, Marianne?
I say that when you tell me to love him as a brother, I shall think him perfect indeed.
I do not deny that I think very highly of Edward, that I greatly esteem him, but I like him.
Esteem him, like him, cold-hearted Eleanor.
Excuse me for speaking in so quiet a way of my feelings. Believe them to be stronger than I have prepared. But I do not know that Edward feels anything for me beyond friendship.
Eleanor,
He may have a kind of preference.
ha.
But there are other points to be considered, Marianne. Edward is dependent on his mother for a living and must obey her wishes in all things. He would face many obstacles if he wished to marry a woman with no fortune.
Miss Dashwood, dinner is served. You mustn't be diffident, Eleanor. Edward is obviously desperately in love with you, and no material obstacle can stand in the way of love long. It's only a matter of time. Before he binds his soul to yours forever.
Where do you pick up these phrases? Stop, you are refused. Stop, we must go to dinner.
fortunate, ma'am, that you're able to find lodging so soon. We're very sorry to lose you, of course.
When exactly are you planning to move?
I might have immediate possession of the cottage, but I'm sure that it will be some months before I put all the particulars to rights.
You don't think it right that you were moving so far away?
Not too far, is it? John, Fanny, you'll always be welcome. And Edward, I do hope you will visit us very soon.
I will, certainly. I will certainly visit soon.
Well, we're not too soon then. We wouldn't want you to cut short your visit here. And then you have so many other obligations. Remember, we're not expecting next month when Miss Morton is in the zoo.
I'm not even acquainted with Miss Morton, Fanny. I'm sure that I can manage both.
Edward, do not make conversation wrong. My brother, you know, is soft-hearted and always wishes to please everybody at every time. We must not allow him to become too distracted. We have great expectations for him. There is truly no limit to what Edward may accomplish, whether in the army, the law, or the government.
Hear, hear.
You know, it's quite bothersome to have such very, very high potential as our Edward does. I must confess, it does make me fearful.
What do you mean, my love?
Well, my brother is a fox, and a loon all around him are hunters and hounds. Oh.
A fox, Fanny.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being very abstract? He is a target, my love. He is prey. Opportunists are always circling eagers of hounds. An eligible man in my brother's station will always attract, for example, upwardly minded young ladies. There is no predator so fierce, no creature so horrible as an unequipped married woman in a desperate pursuit of a lovely man. It's a sad reflection of our limited age. And I do use that term, totally.
Fanny!
I misspoke earlier. We shall remove ourselves from this house within the week, no matter the expense. I've lost my appetite. Girls, come.
Oh!
Miss Dashwood, I wanted to say very safe travels to you and your
It's so small. Margaret, fit all of us comfortably. I'm Thomas and Betsy. We're really quite fortunate, dear. Where shall I put my telescope?
Next to our pianoforte, you may spy on the neighbors.
Marianne.
You may not spy on the neighbors.
It is rather small, but I'm sure soon we shall have enough money and think of building.
Hello! Miss Dashwood, welcome! We got this from my You've ever seen the prettiest person in all the world! Hush you!
I'm sure they look many broken young men in Devonshire.
You must dine and dress every day until you're settled. You must!
We shall not leave until you come.
Well, then we shall wait on you for dinner, if it is not inconvenient.
Oh, Lady Wilson will be so pleased!
Oh, she shall be frantic with excitement.
The prettiest person in all the world!
Miss Eleanor, Miss Marianne, I must apologize. I was unable to find any young eligible bachelors here tonight. Only our very particular friend, Colonel Brandon. But he's not very young nor very gay, I'm afraid. Colonel, can't feast your eyes upon Miss Eleanor and Miss Marianne Dashwood? Colonel, aren't they the most charming girls in all the England? To dinner, to dinner. I only hope you don't find it very dull.
Miss Margaret, surely you can tell us the name of the man who is Miss Eleanor's particular favorite in Sussex.
I mustn't tell. May I, Eleanor?
Margaret, remember that whatever conjectures you may have, you have no right to repeat them.
I never had any conjectures about it. It was you who told me of it yourself.
Now, pray, Miss Margaret, let us know all about it. What is the gentleman's name?
I mustn't tell them, but I know very well what it is, and I know where he is too.
We can guess where he is. In Norland, to be sure. He is the curate of the parish, I dare say.
He is of no profession at all.
Margaret, you know that this is all of your own invention and that there is no such person in existence.
Well then, he's likely dead, Marianne, for I'm sure there was such a man in existence, and his name begins with an F.
It just rained very hard recently. It's raining every day for the last fortnight. Do you not find the weather unusually England? Huh?
Rain. Shocking. Rain.
Yes, it has been a very wet spring.
Margaret, would you be so good as to join me at the pianoforte?
Why? Miss Marianne, do you play?
Please do excuse my sister's enthusiasm.
No, hand away by all means.
Yes, we are all prepared to be charmed. Very fond of music. Colonel Brandon is very much in love with Miss Mary Ann Dashwood. I rather suspected it to be so on the first evening they met, from his listening to her while she sang on the pianoforte, and on the second evening when he listened to her sing again. It is a perfect match, for he is rich and she is handsome, and he need not wait any longer.
Coleman Brandon is a very eligible match.
A bit wrong in the truth. Why, my Cassandra set her captain, and that was 10 years ago.
Ooh, that great big property he inherited. I cannot think of it, but I am breathless. Such a sober man. A young one is such a life now.
Either breathe life into him or kill him within a fortnight.
A match. A match. A perfect match. I shall find a good husband for every decent girl in the country. Mark my words.
together, twice on my last morning at bowling, and both times he most unaccountably followed me up to the room. What?
You're still walking. Looks as though it's going to rain.
Marianne! All this talk of a wet spring. It is not going to rain. The day will be everlasting fair. Now come along.
A very wet spring. They will be soaked through. We should tell Betsy to put on tea.
Hello, Mama. Marianne fell and hurt her ankle. What? In a gentleman. Grabbed her right up.
Please forgive my intrusion, ma'am. The lady took a tumble and was not able to stand.
Margaret, run and tell Betsy what has happened. Marianne, nurse, are you in much pain?
It's only a wrenched ankle, I think.
Sir, would you stay and have some tea?
I'm dirty and wet and would not wish to spoil your furniture.
Might I ask who he is so alive?
My name is John Willoughby. I hope, ma'am, you will allow me the honor of calling tomorrow after Miss...
Dashwood is our name. I'm Miss Dashwood. This is Eleanor, Margaret, and
Miss Marianne. Dashwood.
are you sure you will not wish and wait for the rain to clear?
My pointers are already outside. A little more water will not melt me.
Marianne, gallant preserver.
And then Mama asked him to sit down, but he would not, as he was so muddy and dirty. But he still won't get to bed.
So, John, do you know any gentleman by the name of Willoughby?
Willoughby? What? Is in the county? I must ask him for dinner on Thursday.
Yes, yes. And what sort of young man is he?
Oh, as good a fellow as ever lived. Not a boulder rider in England.
And where's his residence?
Mr. Willoughby has no property of his own in the county. He only resides here while visiting his rich cousin, Mrs. Smith, at Allenham. He is to inherit all the estate eventually.
Oh.
He is very well with cash in his Dashwood. And if I were you, I would not give him up so easily to my sister. Miss Marianne shall not expect one hand in the south. Brandon will get jealous if she doesn't take care of him.
My daughter, Sir John, has not been brought up to catch gentlemen, but I'm glad to hear that he was a respectable young man.
Of course he is respectable, Mama.
Ah, I see how it is. You'll be sat in a cabin now, and never think of poor Brandon. How can he compete with all the tumbling and spraining of ankles?
Cooper.
Yes, I dare say that Scott or Pope is a more serious-minded answer, but Cooper is my favorite poet of our time.
Cooper may be the greatest poet of any time. Pray, what is your favorite poem, Mr. Willoughby? Mine must be Hope. I think that.
Oh, see me, sworn to serve thee, and command a painter's skill in a poet's hand.
That will I, trembling, trace a work divine. Fancy made stood aloof from the design, and light and shade, and every stroke divine.
Mr. Willoughby, won't you join us for dinner?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I must dine with my cousin at Allentown. I had no idea it was so late. Might I inquire after Miss Marianne again tomorrow?
By all means.
Until tomorrow.
A love match indeed.
I hear that Mr. William is the dashes every day.
Scooping her up in the driving range. I'd ordered gypsies and you never paid on them.
Very good, Eleanor. Mark my words.
He's no money to marry. That's entirely my old cousin of his.
When he inherits from hell, it will be wealthy indeed, wealthy and handsome. What more could one wish? Look at them, no eyes for anyone else in the world.
This indeed is a season of my happiness.
What's a more, Colonel Brandon?
Colonel Brandon and his wet spring.
Colonel Brandon is the kind of man that everybody speaks well of, yet nobody truly cares about.
Why should you dislike him? Why should you like him?
He is very civil and always answers my inquiries with good breeding and good nature.
In defense of your protege, Miss Dashwood, you can even be saucy.
My protege, as you call him, is a very sensible man, and sense will always have its attractions for me. Yes, Marianne, even in a man over 40.
Oh, he is very respectable. As respectable as a statue or a monument. Our terrible, stiff, perfectly inhuman colonel. I'm surprised he can still bend at the waist.
I've always thought him to be a perfect gentleman.
But not me.
Oh,
No, I fear she's only too right, Miss Dashwood. In utter self-reproach, I cast myself at your feet, to once again bask in the light of your sweet approbation. I, John Willoughby, confess that Colonel Brandon's character is completely and entirely irreproachable, and yet somehow I dislike him as much as ever. Speak of the devil.
We're never safe from him.
You have poor timing, Colonel. I was just about to take Marianne to the greenhouse. They have some nice, orchids there.
Orchids? Oh, yes, orchids. I so adore orchids. Please do excuse us,
Your sister's very full of life.
she's certainly energetic. Someday her disposition will settle, I hope.
I cannot agree with you there. I cannot ever think of changing.
Can't agree with you there. Marianne's ideals are all very romantic, and they tend to discard propriety entirely. She would benefit from a more mature understanding of certain realities.
I cannot agree with you there. I once knew a lady who was very like her sister Marianne, and her introduction to different realities was very unfortunate.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Shall I have it longer?
No, thank you.
Beg your pardon, but you see, it's covered.
Colonel Brandon, I beg your pardon. May I steal my sister's attention for a moment? Eleanor, I have the most wonderful news. Willoughby has given me a horse. A horse? Yes, one which is exactly bred to carry a woman. He is sent to the school for it immediately.
Marianne, you cannot accept such a present.
Why not, Eleanor? We shall share its use.
A horse from a strange man.
What strange man? Who is speaking of Willoughby?
And he is very little known to you.
I may not have been acquainted with Willoughby for long, Eleanor, but I know him better than I know any other creature in the world, except you, Mamma.
Let us not touch upon the impropriety for a moment. We cannot afford a horse.
Surely we can find the money.
We have enough to do just to keep ourselves respectable.
But there must be some way.
We must go in for dinner.
Mr. Willoughby, I must speak to you about your time offer.
Queen Mab is still yours, Marianne. I shall only keep her until you can have her for your more lasting company.
What is the matter with Brandon?
He left my dinner table. Oh, no bad news, Colonel, I hope.
What is on that?
About what was in the letter.
It was merely a letter of business.
Friday night at a meeting.
In town?
You have to do in town at this time of year.
I'm not being the break of the party, but I'm afraid I must depart this moment.
This moment?
You must go tomorrow instead.
I regret that.
Some people just can't bear a party of pleasure. I lay down 50 guineas that Colonel Brandon and left the district to get out of our gathering.
I have no doubt of it.
This is all very unorthodox.
Well, when will you come back again?
I regret that.
The horse is already set.
You had better change your mind. It is not my power. Might I see you and your sisters in London this winter, Miss Dashwood?
No, I'm afraid not.
Then I'm afraid I must bid you farewell for a longer time than I should wish.
Colonel, before you go, do let us know what you are going about.
Good evening, madam.
How provoking!
I can guess what his business is. It is about Miss Williams, I am sure.
And who is Miss Williams?
She is a relation of the Colonel's, my dear. A very near relation. I will not say how near, for fear of shocking you. She is his natural daughter.
Indeed.
And is like him as she can stare. It was the scandal of the country 15 odd years ago. The mother died, I understand, although I never did get all the details. Brandon is very fond of the little love child, and I dare say he will give her all of his fortune.
A love child from old prim and proper Brandon. What a first-rate hypocrite!
Did Brandon give you any further intelligence?
No, I suppose it must be something to the shingle. Well, despite our reduced numbers, we must make ourselves merry. What do you all say to a rumble after dinner? A moonlit drive about the country?
Ask Mr. Willoughby and Miss Marianne about drives in the country. Yes, this morning, when we all went driving, and you two sped away out of sight, I made my woman inquire of your room, sir, and I know where you spent the morning.
Yes, out in my carriage.
Yes, Mr. Gibbons. But I found out where you went in that carriage. I hope you like your future house in Adamhouse, Marianne, and I look forward to visiting you there.
High good trick on us, Willoughby. Tell me, have you still got that fine mare?
Marianne, did you really visit Allenham with Mr. Willoughby?
Yes.
With no companion other than Mr. Willoughby?
We did not do anything wrong, Eleanor. Ed Willoughby has a perfect right to shoe that estate. It all belonged to him one day.
Even if Allenham were to belong to you someday, Marianne, you would not be justified in what you have done.
Eleanor,
Why didn't you tell me?
why don't you talk to me about Edward?
There is nothing to tell.
Well, the same is true for me. There is nothing to tell, really, Eleanor. We took a little stroll. Perhaps it was rather ill-judged in me to go without a chaperone or formal invitation, but Willoughby wanted particularly to shoot me privately. There is the sweetest little garden there, to suit him just so.
I cannot think why. He uses the Christian name quite openly.
Such an extraordinary silence.
It certainly lives expensively. Old-fashioned, no fortune, as they say.
Well, married within a month.
Why such secrecy?
Why such secrecy?
Why such secrecy?
I have such a secret to tell you both about Marianne. I'm sure she will be very
disappointment, I am afraid I'm unable to picnic with you today.
Well, then perhaps tomorrow.
I will not be able to return to Devonshire soon. The natures of my current engagement are of such a nature that I cannot return. It is folly to linger.
Margaret, will you please go and tell Betsy that Marianne will be coming down tomorrow? Please.
Think they've quarreled? Oh, Eleanor, why do you always love to think the worst? I don't.
What else could have happened?
Why, it is perfectly obvious. I can count for everything.
And you?
Yes, Miss Smith must have invented this business in London as an excuse to send Willoughby away. Word has reached her of the attachment between Willoughby and Marianne, and she disagrees and strives to separate them. And he is dependent on her, and he dares not to confess to her yet that they are already engaged. And this is why he cannot predict when he will return. Eleanor, what say you?
Nothing. You may be right, Mamma.
Your captain suggests otherwise. What are your conjectures?
I do not mean to cast suspicion, but, Mamma, it may indeed be prudent for them to conceal their engagement from Miss Smith. But why do they conceal it from us?
His entire behavior towards Marianne suggests he already considers her as his future wife.
My doubts may soon be done away. If they write to each other, then they are obviously engaged.
A mighty concession indeed, ungracious girl. If you were to see them at the altar, would you then begin to admit that they're going to be married?
Perhaps we should ask Marianne directly if she is engaged.
You may do as you like, but I would find such a question very ingenuous. I would not ask it for the world. Marianne may tell me what she wants, when she wants, however she sees fit.
I have told Betsy she wants to know if she should accept Marianne's dinner up.
Let us practice your French, my dear.
Nobody ever tells me anything.
Marianne, you're walking. Shall I join you?
Where would you like to go?
On the downs?
I'm sorry, Eleanor, I meant to go in the lanes.
Marianne, please.
For weeks you have avoided everybody.
Will you take the air with me once?
The sky is very beautiful today.
We never did finish reading Marchmont, Marianne. I suppose we could lay it aside until Willoughby rejoins us. Although it may be many months before that happens.
Months? No, nor many weeks.
Marianne, have you...
Who is that?
Is it Colonel Brandon?
No!
Is it Willoughby?
No! No, Eleanor, look! Hello, it is us! Hello!
Mr. Ferris.
Edward! Oh, Edward! Oh! It is almost the greatest happiness imaginable. Have you come directly from Norland?
No, I've been in Devonshire a fortnight, and now congrats to you.
You have been in the county a fortnight and not yet come to visit.
I was going to be visiting some friends in the city.
Well, come, welcome. Walk back with us. We'll all be so happy to finally see you. Or perhaps I should just go ahead and tell her that you're coming.
Marianne, wait. Perhaps we should all just... old letters were new to me, recent. Have I never worn it before? Yes.
Mr. Ferris?
Long F, sir. Long F.
Mr. Ferris, we must have you stay for dinner tomorrow night, for we shall be quite alone. And the night after, for we shall be quite a large party.
And perhaps we may raise a dance within the next week. How long do you intend to stay in our corner of England, Mr. Ferris? We are quite rid of eligible young bachelors here. However long you remain a bachelor, that is. Mother!
I'm afraid I'm only staying tonight, ma'am.
No!
A lot of writing for such a short visit.
Only for tonight, Edward.
Oh, I see. I suppose you only came for some particular errand?
Oh, I see.
I was in the county, ma'am.
Well, whatever your reason is, young man, we must leave you longer now.
Yes, young man, do not be a ninny.
Stay!
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 Edward, really, you're more than mother.
Stay!
Stay!
Stay.
I'm afraid I must attend my mother.
Truly, Mr. Ferris, such a short visit.
Why come at all?
Really, Edward, it is too ridiculous. You must stay.
I'm sorry beyond what I can say, but I must go to my mother.
Well, and what are Mrs. Ferris's aims for you at present?
Much the same. I am to rise high in the world, but I must have no profession, for that would be too common. Given the choice, I should like to find employment in the church, but that is not smart enough for my family. And so my own nicety and the nicety of my relations turns me into what I am, an idle, helpless speaking.
Oh, Edward, such melancholy. Your mother, in turn, will give you the financial independence you're so anxious for. What not good will just a few months do?
I think that I may defy many months to produce any good in me. What is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed, a beast no more? That's from Hamlet, Marianne, but perhaps you didn't recognize it because my delivery is so improved. Forgive me if I'm not sensitive.
I love to be reminded of the past, Edward, and you shall never offend me by talking of it.
And do you feel so strongly about Hamlet's beating heart as you once did?
Opinions are fixed at my time of life, and I doubt they shall ever change. Marianne is as steadfast as ever.
He has only grown a little more brave.
Nay, Edward, you need not reproach me. You're not very gay yourself.
No, I suppose not.
But worse, you're reserved.
Is that?
Yes, very.
What do you mean?
Marianne thinks everybody reserved who is not quite so open as she is.
Oh, here we are. Well, I suppose we must bid you adieu. Do you know when you may return?
I cannot say.
Please come again soon, Edward. Please.
Miss Dashwood.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Miss Dashwood. Where is Miss Mary Ann? Has she run away because we are come?
She is out walking.
Well, leave the work aside, Lady Industry. We brought you some strangers. Miss Anne and Lucy Steele, who are to stay with us at the garden party. How do you like them?
Passionately.
I met them on a morning's excursion to Exeter and discovered them to be my relations, the cousin of my cousin Mildred's own Sir John. Nay, not you, sir, a shorter, fairer man, if you please. Very gouty, and never comfortable in the least bit of damp. Poor fellow. Where was I? Yes, can you imagine? Naturally, we invited them to stay with us directly. I did say, can you see the resemblance?
They
be a vast many smart beaux in Exeter, I'm sure. But the Lord knows what beaux there might be about in Orland. And perhaps the Miss Dashwoods might find it dull if they do not have as many as they used to have. But perhaps the Miss Dashwoods do not care about the beaux, and has leave few about. For my part, I think they are vastly agreeable, rather they dress smart and behave civil. I cannot bear to see them dirty and nasty. Ugh. Now, there's Mr. Rose at Exeter, clerk to Mr. Simpson. If you do meet him of the morning, he is not fit to be seen. I suppose your brother was quite a beau, Miss Dashwood, before he married who's so rich and... Well, Sir John tells us Miss Marianne has a special admirer, who is very handsome. And I hope you'll have good luck yourself soon. Unless you have a gentleman friend already.
His name is Ferris, but pray do not tell, for it is a great secret.
Ferrers! Mr. Ferrers is the happy man, your sister-in-law's brother, Miss Dashwood. We know him very, very well.
And we have met Mr. Ferris once or twice at our uncle's, but we hardly know him well.
Well, I shall say no more, not for all the money in the world. I do believe I shall go see if Miss Marianne knows of the arias. I am passionately fond of an aria.
Miss Dashwood, pardon me, but I wonder if I might ask you something rather odd. Pray, are you closely acquainted with your sister-in-law's mother, Miss Ferris?
No, I've never met her.
Truly? Oh, I suppose she might have visited Norland sometimes.
Afraid not.
You must think me very strange for inquiring about her. And I do wish I could tell you why I asked, but I do not wish you to think me impertinent.
Surely.
I cannot bear to have you think me impertinent. I would rather anything else in the world than to be thought impertinent by a person like you. And I do wish so much that I could tell you why I asked, and I would indeed be very glad of your advice in a trying matter, but I do not wish to trouble you. I'm sorry that you do not happen to know Miss Ferris.
Sorry that I do not. But I confess I do not know that you are at all acquainted with that family.
Forgive me, it was an odd question. Do not think of it anymore. See? Miss Thatcher, can I trust you? Would you keep a very great and grave and important secret? If I were to unburden myself to you entirely, would you solemnly promise to never ever ever tell anyone what I will tell you now? The truth is, Miss Ferris is indeed nothing to me at present, but time will come where we may be very intimately connected indeed.
Good heavens. Have you an understanding with Mr. Robert Ferris?
No, I've never met him in my life, but I am engaged to his eldest brother. I dare say he never dropped the smallest hint of it to you or your family. It is a great secret, for I have no fortune, and we fear his mother will take away all his inheritance